Ladies and G's, boys and G's, it's the forbidden son of athletics, KaraboJ, with another episode of the TrackInsider ZA. Good week. A lot has been happening in the past 2 weeks. We did not record an episode because I had no power for the past, I think it was a couple of days, man, 3 to 4 days without any power. So I couldn't record in between reporting about the World U20 Championships. And that's what we're immediately going to start with. Reporting on that. I'm gonna take this laptop, not to forget, keep it old school, always refer to the information on screen, never miss any fact in terms of what I will be exactly talking about. But first things first, World Athletics had an under-20 championship in Lima, Peru. It was a good championship. I'm talking about the level of world under 20s. In the past, we've seen people go fast. In the past, we've seen Leti Letebogo go 19 seconds in the 200 meters or 9 seconds in the 100 meters. We've seen a lot of records being broken at these events. Recently, we also see the USA taking a team that's not really strong enough or saying, listen, we're not going to send a team at all. I say to countries, we are not going to take teams to World Under-20 Championships. You're number one, robbing the athletes of a good experience with their peers at a very young age at an international level. Number two, we do not get to see where the potential comes in from World Under-20s to World Seniors. You know, in the olden days, we used to have World Youth Championships, which is for 16 and 17-year-olds, but we do not have that. We would see people literally winning World Youth Championships, World Junior Championships, and World Senior Championships. But with that being said, we had a good one. As South Africans, we had a good championship. I would say Bayanda Walaza doing the double says a lot. You know, Bayanda Walaza speaks about the dominance that South Africa has in sprinting, but we always struggle with transferring that to senior level. And maybe this is why a lot of countries, a lot of people are not making noise about Bayanda Walaza's performances. But I am making noise about Bayanda Walaza's performances. Coming from Olympics, the young man started the year as the fastest teenager to ending the year as the world number one teenager. At the age of 18, he won the 100 meters in the time of 10.19 seconds and the 200 with the time of 20.52 seconds to do the sprint double. He only missed the relay, but as it stands, Bayanda Walaza is close to being the most decorated South African sprinter of all time. He's just missing a world championship medal and he completes it. You know, I'm talking about titles. Obviously, I'm not talking about the times. I'm not talking about how many times has he been in the final, how many positions or whatever. I'm just talking about the number of medals that he would have at a high level. World Under-20 is a high level. Olympics is a high level. He just needs that world championship medal. Second to speak about is Udeme Okon. The story of Udeme Okon is one to really glance about and smile about, because I remember seeing the boy last year. The first time I saw him was at the UJ Summer Series, and it was the first week of December. You know, he clocked the 300, the first 300. I think that was the first time he ever took athletics serious that year, and this year was the first time he competed seriously. And pure talent. He's so good. He's so technically good as well. The moment he turns on the burners and puts up his knees, I mean, he's one of the few runners I see that do that in the 400. And I mean, at his age, he's yet to develop into the power runner who will maybe have more power, more strength in the start, the back straight, the final straight with the speed that he has. I mean, I thought he could go 19 in the 200, but look, maybe his plan and his coach's plan was to go for the 400, and he looks definitely good. World Under-20 champion in the 400 with a time of 45.69. Udeme Okon, well done, man, well done. Trust me, if he continues like this, and he's in good hands, if he continues like this, he is going to be a talent to watch out for. Probably one of the guys will go 44, 43 from South Africa. Good luck to him. The third person I want to speak about is Hannah van Niekerk. Hannah van Niekerk placed third in the 400-meter hurdles for the ladies' event with a time of 56.98, which is a new personal best for her, which is so good. And I see these athletes in glimpses and in pieces, which is one. She's one of them. I see her last year at training. You know, I went to their camp. By the way, she's coached by Coach Maritza from Pretoria, or Afis Macy's. So I visited the camp in December to take a couple of pictures, you know, and I had a conversation with Lindu Kora telling me about the young lady or the people in the group. And to only see her this year go to the World Junior Championships and not only compete at the World Junior Championships but finish third, I'm telling you, Coach Maritza is cooking. Coach Maritza is definitely one of the best when it comes to 400-meter hurdles. And then fourth is J.L. van Rensburg. Field event, never made noise about, but he earns himself a silver in the shot put event with the 20.74 throw, 6 kgs. Obviously, I think just the small scale of the senior men's shot put weight. I might be wrong, it could be the same weight, but shout out to him. I think competing on that world stage or world level reminds me of Carl Blechnow, reminds me of the younger version of the olden athletes that would go to the World Under 20 Championships or Olympic Games and do well for South Africa. Another athlete, Bradley Nkwana, shout out. We see you in the 100 meters. I think we were supposed to do a 1 and 2. Maybe Bradley did not wake up on a good day, but still gets himself a third place medal, which is a bronze with a time of 10.26. He had a good season, closing it off with the medal. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. He shouldn't beat himself up a lot. These youngsters are still young. I mean, he's still 19, still young, still has a lot of growth to do, but it tells us a lot. You are in good hands. The projection is good. Keep on doing it. The men's 4x4 team, shout out to them as well. They got a silver medal, and a bronze medal, and it replicates, look, what we did at the Olympics, and this is so good. It means we have a couple of 400-meter runners who can make a pool that will compete at the next Olympics and the Olympics after that. We should look and take care for that. We should have these 4x4 teams probably training together at times, competing together, and making sure that they stay intact, they stay as one team, and they progress together as one team. Second on the news today, Sydney McLaughlin. It's not really much of an issue, but my issue is, why is it an issue in the first place? Because Sydney McLaughlin has a news headline making that she wouldn't be capable of running in the Diamond League final at Brussels. Guys, Diamond League rules are this: you don't run in any of the meetings, you're not going to run in the final. You qualify to actually run in the Diamond League final. I usually say that take the Diamond League as the UEFA Champions League. The big athletes go, the professional athletes go, they compete and qualify with points to be in the final. If you're not going to take your time to compete at the UEFA Champions League of Athletics, then how do you expect yourself to be in the final? Do you get that? And why is it an issue? For me, I think some of these athletes, maybe some based in the US or some based wherever, are trying to pick and choose events, which is okay. An athlete can choose, listen, I'm going to go to the Olympics, I'm going to go to this race, I'm not going to go to this race. But for me, if that made headlines, it probably meant that Sydney wanted to run in the final and did not get the opportunity to run in the final because she did not run any meetings, she did not qualify. Fair. Shout out to the CEO. But look, the Brussels Diamond League meeting says, okay, we're going to do an additional 200 or 400 meter race for Sydney McLaughlin to come run. And I understand why. Sydney is a good name, a big name in athletics. She brings positivity in the sport. She's the female good image girl or woman that is really putting out the name of athletics or 400 meter hurdles in good light. She's one of those. She's a good girl. She's not about to do something dramatic. And moving to something interesting, Mondo versus Warholm, guys. The 100 meter exhibition was not short of any action because, in fact, the biggest part of it is that it was not about the 100 meters. But it was about the hype behind it and what it did for athletics. I think as an athletics community, we need more of those. We need more of the talk because the guys were not trash talking each other. The guys were not beefing with each other. The guys were not physically fighting with each other. But look, they spoke so much. They created so much hype behind it, so much maybe marketing behind it. I mean, the stadium was good, full. Not full, but good full. The stand was full, the main stand. It was full. And it could have went to a whole stadium being full because of an exhibition event. But look, yet again, I mean, the stadium is not going to be full for a 9 or 10 second race. That's also being unfair. I mean, how much are you going to pay to enter unless it's for free? But the hype behind it, the marketing created behind it, Red Bull, Puma getting behind the two guys, which they sponsor, it was good looking. And look, guys, the thing is, you lose, you wear the other's vest the next day at the Diamond League meeting in Zurich. So that was a good thing. Good hype created behind it. A couple of athletes being involved. I saw Fred Kelly helping Mondo warm up. Some of the athletes supporting Warholm. And the race itself was so interesting, man, because even the camera position was in a position that allowed the two of them to be the focus. Instead, we were used to having 8 people, obviously, and with the camera distance that is much more further, looking at the guys from either close to the stand or on the other side. But the running was good. 10.37 from Mondo, 10.47 from Warholm. It says a lot about Mondo. It says a lot about Mondo, but I mean, the speed he came out with. We can say Custom Warholm has the power, but the speed Mondo had in the first few meters, and we thought maybe Warholm will catch up because he's running, will come into play. The speed and the power will make sense because he runs hurdles. We thought so, but the speed of Mondo kept on pushing him, and him just looking at Custom Warholm at the end was quite fun. That was it. In local news, guys, I went to the SA Cross Country Championships this weekend. What was fun? It was a good vibe, guys. I'm telling you, a lot of people love athletics. Athletics can make so much money, so much growth in South Africa, because I'm telling you, from youngsters to elders running. And yes, I go to these championships almost every year, but it was packed. It was dusty in the Val, but it was packed. And I love the energy. I love the support. People supporting their different provinces. So that was good. That was amazing. I'll surely put up a vlog. It's not really a vlog. It's just short clips of different races. And you can see the energy. You can see what it was really made of. And it was an amazing event, successful event. People who I expected to win did not win the races. But that's good. That's good enough, because it tells you that competition is high, competition is good, and we should continue like this. None of our events should be predictable, guys. And in other news, there's a couple of good things that will be happening. But I mean, I get news in bits and pieces, and it's not really the full foundation of the news or the full news. There's some news that will come from Tuks. Systematically, something's changing, and I'm not talking about Tuks Athletics or the University of Pretoria Athletics, but I'm talking about the training groups that are training there, or some of the guys that are training there. Something is going to change. A new system is going to be implemented with Newton Agency, allegedly, but I can't give you full news, because I also get news in bits and pieces together with Athletes Academy from the Western Cape, Stellenbosch. They are going to be moving from Adidas to a new sponsor, Puma International. So that's also some of the things that to look out for. And how does it affect us? It affects us because, look, these are opportunities for South African athletics to grow in different ways, to partner up with different brands, and it will only grow all of us, because we are around these things, and once involved, you will get to learn more and better, and it's more for South Africa. And so we should look out for those things. And just closing this episode, guys, Rebecca Cheptegei, may her soul rest in peace. GBV is already something big in South Africa. Domestic violence against women in South Africa is already huge. And now we've lost, I think, 3 women. I remember with the exact name, Agnes Tirop. She was a 5,000 meter athlete, 10,000, losing her life to a husband or boyfriend hitting her. And this time around, it's Rebecca Cheptegei losing her life to a partner, burning her. I mean, what type of insanity does it take for you to burn somebody? And I could go on for an hour, guys, to speak about being violent with someone, being violent with your partner, and not even sometimes with your partner, but with people in general. Young people who are going to watch this, a conversation can always solve it, guys. A conversation can always create a better relation. Just sitting down, talking about things, just texting, calling, whatever it takes, and being patient. We may not know the details of what happened, but I am just saying to the next people that will think before raising a hand, before a woman, before a partner, before any human being, let us talk before we do anything. Ladies and G's, boys and G's, it has been the Forbidden Son of Athletics, KaraboJ, with an episode of the TrackInsider ZA. From me to you, goodbye.